Good morning, everyone. So we're going to start with remaining part of maxillary major connectors. Last class we were discussing about anteroposterior palatal strap, then complete palatal coverage, and anteroposterior palatal bar. We were discussing about all these maxillary major connectors. This class we're going to discuss about single palatal strap, then open horseshoe design. That is, uh, open horseshoe is where we have only anterior strap, there is no posterior strap. And one more thing, what we are going to discuss is single palatal bar. So the first thing what we're going to start with is single palatal strap. So as you can see, it covers the horizontal part of the palate and the lateral slopes also. So the width of this strap, it should be around not less than 8 millimeters. So as the irregular space increases here, so we can increase the width of the strap also, but it should not be less than 8 millimeters the width, and it can extend posteriorly till the junction of hardened uh, soft palatal tissues over here. Before that only it has to end. And if at all the number of teeth missing becomes more, then we can modify this into a complete palatal coverage so that you can extend the width of the major connector entirely. It will be occupying the complete part of the palate anteriorly and posteriorly till the junction. So that will be a modification for palatal strap. So mainly these type of major connector is indicated in class 3 and uh, class 4 cases and class 2 cases also, but this is never indicated in a class 1 situation where we have bilateral edentulous areas on either side. So this is what I was telling about. The strap should not be less than 8 millimeters, so it should be 8 millimeters and above. So this is not, we never use this. So this type of major connector is never used in class 1 situations, and where we have palatal torus, and if the mid palatine suture, if it is prominent, we cannot use this type of major connector because it occupies both horizontal and lateral slopes of the hard palate. So this picture over here, it depicts that it should not be used in class 1 situations. A single palatal bar. So a single palatal bar, generally it's indicated uh, where we are using a transitional process. That means we are going to change this process into a definitive process. So in that type of situation, we use uh, this palatal bar major connector, and mainly it is used for class 3 situations where we have bounded saddles. That means a saddle area bounded anteriorly and posteriorly. In that type of situation, that is class 3 and class 3 modification 1, uh, in that type of situation we use this palatal bar major connector. And the main disadvantage is occlusogingival bulk of this major connector. It will be a hindrance for the tongue, and the components, the minor connectors that are connecting these direct retainers to the major connector, even sometimes those things, they might be a hindrance, because to increase the rigidity we might have to add the bulkness uh, to these minor connectors. So whenever a tongue moves, and during phonetics, this type of major connector will be a major hindrance. So that is a main disadvantage of palatal bar major connector. but the edentulous span should be very less. In fact, if it might be advisable to use this major connector where we have only two teeth missing. So the edentulous span should be very short, and it should be used in class 3 and class 3 modification 1 situation. So those are the main indications for palatal bar. So the next one is a U-shaped palatal major connector or open horseshoe palatal major connector. So this type of uh, major connector mainly advocated in class 4 situations where we have more number of anterior teeth missing. In such type of situations, we can use this type of major connector where the major connector will be occupying the lateral slopes and the anterior part of the palate. So there is only a strap in the anterior segment of the hard palate. So the main bulkness or main rigidity of major connector is because of this anterior part of the anterior strap of the U-shaped connector or anteroposterior, open horseshoe type of design. So if at all, if we have to replace more number of teeth, to increase the rigidity, we have to increase the bulkness in the anterior strap. So this type of major connector can also be used in class 1 situation, but there is a main disadvantage here. If the number of teeth missing are more, there is a tendency for this major connector to flex laterally. So when a load is applied, you can see here, because there is strap only in the anterior segment, there is no posterior strap here. That's why it is called as a open horseshoe design. So the main difference between a closed horseshoe and an open horseshoe, in a closed horseshoe we have two straps anteriorly and posteriorly, but in an open horseshoe we have strap only in the anterior segment and we don't have a strap here. So that is a main disadvantage of this major connector. When we are replacing posterior teeth, more number of posterior teeth, there is always a tendency for this major connector to bend laterally. So these type of major connectors should not be indicated in class 1 situations. But in situations where we have palatal torus or more prominent midline palatine suture, mid palatal suture, in such type of situations, this major connector will be of choice here. So the main disadvantage is the flexibility. More number of teeth if they have to be replaced. This major connector we cannot choose. So you can see what happens here in this picture. Because of the replacement of open horseshoe type of design, because of usage of open horseshoe type of design, for this type of condition where we have bilateral edentulous arches with more number of teeth missing, because of the flexion, the tissue underlying the major connector is traumatized. So you can see this red area over here. So this major connector is not advised in this type of situation. Here, the major connector of choice will be a complete palate or an anteroposterior palatal strap, where we have uh, the major connector which will be occupying more amount of area, so that we can derive more support from the soft tissues and hard tissues, and the stress distribution will be in a wider area. So depending upon the condition of the edentulous arches, we have to choose our major connector, and depending upon number of hard tissue uh, that are remaining, that is hard tissue in the sense the number of teeth remaining, So we can always, or we have to always choose our major connector. So this brings us to the end of this chapter, major connectors. So if at all, if you have any doubts, I think maybe we can have one more class where we can interact and you can ask your doubts if at all there are any. Thank you.